Thanksgiving has passed, and therefore we welcome the most wonderful time of the year. Bring out the dreidel and the menorah because it's Hanukkah. No, that's no fun. There really is nothing fun about Hanukkah, is there? Except for spin the dreidel. We'll just celebrate Christmas instead here on MU180.
With five-time Emmy Award-losing lead anchor Kevin Ellis, Marco Bichinich, weather, Zach Myers, sports, and your reporters from the field, Roberto Vaquero and Trayvon Wesley. It's MU180 at 7 o'clock.
Welcome to our MU180 Christmas special, part 1. I'm Kevin Ellis. Our lead story tonight, Paris Hilton was rescued during Thanksgiving by her boyfriend after having choked on her Thanksgiving feast. When paramedics were asked as to what she choked on, they said that she had stuffed too much meat in her mouth. Not good. In local news, a man was escorted out of Grandview Plaza earlier today after he had simply been sitting on a bench near Victoria's Secret. Onlookers were surprised that the man was taken away. One witness even said that the man was just sitting there with his hands in his lap, minding his own business. Police refused to release any details except for the evidence that was retrieved at the scene, which was a bottle of lotion and a box of tissues. In national news, Elmo puppeteer Kevin Clash's third alleged victim emerged in the ongoing investigation into abuse claims against him. Legal experts agree that Clash will likely plead innocent, claiming product testing for the next Tickle Me Elmo. It's now time for This Day in 1860. On this day in 1860, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer lost his virginity. And that's your day in 1860. We now go live to Kevin Landgraf, who has breaking news at the North Pole. Kevin.
That's right, Kevin. I'm here at Santa Claus's house where there's been a reported case of domestic assault.
Wait. The Santa Claus?
You bet, the fat man himself.
Well, what seems to be the problem?
Well, from sources have told me Mrs. Claus found out that Mr. Claus was cheating on her.
I'm shocked. He wouldn't dare. Mrs. Claus is a saint here.
Yeah, he would, Kevin. And now Santa is being treated for several abrasions and a torn beard.
Now, Kevin, how did Santa react?
Kev, when I got here, he was running faster than Frosty with a blow dryer up his ass.
Figures as much. Well, do you know who Santa was seeing on the side?
Well, we're getting reports of several different women, such as Roseanne Barr, Rosie O'Donnell, and Hillary Clinton. All I can say is this situation really sheds new light on the phrase ho, ho, ho.
Sounds like Santa was passing around his candy cane a little bit too much, if you catch my drift there. But, Kevin, with Christmas so close, do you know how this will affect the holiday?
Oh, an interesting question, Kev. I'm about to jingle your bells. Santa actually will still go out this year, even with his injuries.
Even after Mrs. Claus decked his halls?
That is correct. And the elves will work a double shift, which they're not too pleased about. Santa's elf sweatshops have been swept under the rugs for years. But Santa will even do it one reindeer short.
Why is that?
Mrs. Claus impaled Cupid with a candy cane. But honestly, Kev, is that really such a loss? How un-Christmas is a name like Cupid? What son of a nutcracker gives a deer a Valentine's Day name for Christmas?
Oh, Kevin, you slay me. Thanks for the report, though.
Thank you, Kevin.
And now don't go anywhere, because when we return, Marco will be here with the winter weather report. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I now turn it on over to Marco, who has just returned from his Thanksgiving vacation. Marco?
Kevin, 50 degrees. Too much turkey.
It appears that we just lost Marco. Hopefully we'll have weather later, but in the meantime, we're going to send it on over to Zach with sports, all right? Zach?
Hey, this is Zach, and I have everything sports coming your way. We start off with some old-fashioned Thanksgiving football. Every year on Thanksgiving, the Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys play home games. Now let's analyze this. Why do the Lions and Cowboys always play? Well, America likes to see a good stomping every year. We want to see a team get absolutely murdered in a game on national TV without even having the slightest chance of winning. So we put the Detroit Lions on every Thanksgiving, so that Americans can be thankful that some football games are always predictable. The Lions will never win.
Weather. We need.
Well then, why do the Cowboys always play? Because every single person in America cares about the Cowboys. You either are a die-hard Cowboys fan or you want to see Tommy Romo go back to his little hole and cry himself to sleep. We put the Cowboys on Thanksgiving football because everyone has a vested interest in the game. A few years ago, the NFL decided that they would add a third game on Thanksgiving, which would rotate between teams. I guess America wanted a double dose of teams getting absolutely murdered, as this year the schedule put the pitiful New York Jets against the dynamic New England Patriots. Most people don't like Tom Brady and the Patriots, but I was cheering them on because I got Tom Brady as my quarterback in fantasy football. 39 points. Take that, Uncle Joe. You know what I was thinking this year while watching Thanksgiving football? How much it must suck to be a guy that sells hot dogs at Ford Field in Detroit for the Lions, or to clean bathrooms at Cowboy Stadium in Dallas for the Cowboys. Think about it. You're getting paid minimum wage and there are only 8 home games a year. You only work 8 days a year for this job, and one of those days is Thanksgiving. I mean, come on. You're guaranteed to only work 8 games a year for the Lions because they aren't making it to the playoffs anytime soon. Well, Zach, they made it to the playoffs last year. Yeah, and it was cute while it lasted, but we are back to reality, people. And another thing about Thanksgiving football, I went home over Thanksgiving break, all the way to San Diego, California. You know what time the Detroit Lions came on in San Diego? 10 a.m. That is pretty much like putting a game on at 4 in the morning for me. Who wants to watch a football game at 10 in the morning? I got 4 hours of sleep the night before. I don't have time to wake up in the morning and watch a football game I don't care about. I slept for 16 hours. Yes, you heard me right, 16 hours in a row on Thanksgiving. I didn't wake up until 2, long after the Lions game was over. I guess my point is that I'm not going to give any highlights from these games because I slept through them and didn't care enough about the others to watch them. I would have some other football news to report, but on Sunday, when all the other football games happened, I was on a plane back home. Nay, I was delayed for 3 hours and then got on 2 planes and missed every single football game on Sunday. So thanks, San Francisco. You decided that you'd have some terrible fog that would prevent any aircraft from going in or leaving. So you had to delay my flight for who knows how many hours. You know what it looked like when I got to San Francisco? Absolutely gorgeous. Not a cloud in sight. Are you kidding me? Do they have any windows in the San Francisco Airport Control Tower? This is the reason I got delayed? So everyone who works at the airport could work less and enjoy the beautiful day? You have got to be kidding me. Now you may be saying, Zach, you may have missed all the football games on Sunday and were too lazy to watch any of the games on Thanksgiving, but at least you watched Monday Night Football last night between the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, nothing would please me more than to spend my Monday night watching the 2-8 Panthers attempt to play football against the 3-7 Philadelphia Eagles. Gross. I would rather package meat at a grocery store. Finally, this week's sport of the week is called boffing. In this sport, get into teams of 4 players. Then find another team. Now you're ready to play. Each team must do 30 jumping jacks and then throw apples at the other team. Make sure you hit the other team hard with those apples. Once you throw, let's say around 220 apples, then you head for the nearest hill. You must climb the hills, so I hope you pick the short hill. Once you get to the top of the hill, you must choose a player to be left behind. The team that gets to the top of the hill second must add the player that is left behind by the other team. This brings up some great conversation about how everyone there hates the other team. Some of the members hate the other team because they are losing to them. Another person hates the team because he was just found out that he was the least liked person on that team and probably would not have received a spot on a life raft on a sinking ship had the time ever arisen. Finally, your team must try and find where 8 kilometers is exactly from the place you and the other team started. go there. If you go there, you win. You will probably never know if you ever won because there are an infinite amount of possibilities as 8 kilometers from a certain distance. You could go this way, or that way, or any way your heart desires. That's it for sports. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, it appears that we lost Marco, rest his soul. In the meantime, though, we'll be right back with Gilberto. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. Gilberto is here with some news you may want to listen to. So take it away, Gilberto.
Thanks, Kevin. Hello, Milwaukee, and other states who haven't legalized marijuana. Trayvon will not be able to join us today because he enjoyed his weekend a little too much and has extended his Thanksgiving break over in Colorado. This week, we begin by addressing the rivalry between 2 big universities in Milwaukee. The spark initiated when the 2 schools played each other in basketball, and both schools being prideful, they started spewing out why their school was better. The rival-initiated argument ended when the topic of baby preventers came up. One school is described as having baby preventers available everywhere in their school, and I do mean everywhere. And no, I'm not talking about hipsters. The other school immediately conceded, seeing as their version of baby preventers were the scary hobos on each corner of the school. On other news, Lindsay Lohan debuted her 17th coming back stunt in a movie on some obscure channel that no one watches except for the population ages 70 through 80. Half of them were probably confused and couldn't change the channel, unfortunately for them. As finals week approaches, all around campuses nationwide, there are more and more students reported lost or missing. Majority of them freshmen. It is reported that more and more students go to the library when a big test is coming up. Unfortunately, for some students, their destination is never reached. In an effort to prevent more missing students, 5-foot neon signs have been placed all around campuses to prevent more missing students. Really? Like, really? In a recent Oprah interview with a celebrity known as Honey Boo Boo, Honey Boo Boo spills out all her secrets, ranging from the amount of Mountain Dew she drinks to the different names she has for her stomach. Apparently, America wants to know. The exclusive interview, which airs tomorrow after a rerun of Lindsay Lohan's latest movie, Freaky Friday Part 2, I can't remember where my V is. Neither can we, Lindsay. Neither can we. On a completely different news, I shattered my phone this past Friday during the Black Friday as a woman at Walmart tried to fight me for the last iPad, which was on sale. At first, I told her that she was mistaken and needed the product that was on aisle 7, the feminine products aisle. She then proceeded to run away, and I boomeranged her with my phone and knocked her out. I won. Was it worth it? Almost definitely yes, until the court date. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll catch you around on the next episode of MU180. I'm Gilberto Vaquero. Back to you, Kev.
Thank you, Gilberto. And thank you for joining us this week and the always friendly, it's the always family-friendly MU180. And we'll see you next week with part 2 of our Christmas extravaganza. Stay classy, friends.